What's up, world? This is Saxon, reporting live from Ohio. Well, start off, Marcus actually just hit me up out of nowhere one day on Twitter. He was like, yo, I really like your beats. Your SoundCloud is crazy. Here's my latest album. Let me know what you think. And I went through it, listened to all the songs and stuff, and I just thought it was really dope. Really good stuff. I heard the potential right away, and I was just sending him beats like a couple days later. I'm a student of hip-hop since I was a little kid, and I can hear the little brother influence. And I know we're both real big fans of them and everything they're doing down there where he's from in the Carolinas. There's nothing but good music coming out, and we want to be a part of that for sure, definitely. So this is something special we made just for everyone that really enjoys the real music, the real hip-hop. That's all we do. And all these beats I made on this album, I made them at my grandpa's trailer on a desktop computer with like $70 headphones. Nothing special, but it's not what you do, not how you make the music, it's the inspiration behind it. And that's the word to the wise.
I met Marcus Goodine probably a couple of years ago. Thank God for Twitter and thank God for KevinNottingham.com. Browsing the internet like always, just looking for new sounds, new music to listen to. And his single was sampled the famous, of course, View sample Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang. One of my favorite samples probably because it's just a chill vibe. It was produced by his boy Preach. Shout out to Preach too as well. That whole Beverage album was produced by him. But reached out to Marcus, who was then known as Cashmere, artist from Seneca, South Carolina. Told him, hey, it's a dope single. And he reached back, followed me, was like, yeah, man, I appreciate that. By the way, do you mix? Because I guess he saw that I was a mix engineer in my bio on Twitter. And I responded back, I was like, yeah. He was like, okay. He was like, I'm gonna send you some stuff. Honestly, I hear that all the time from artists, all the time on Twitter. But a couple hours later, he reached back. He sent some stuff for his album, The Beverage. We were sending stuff back and forth. Mixed the single for him, and he instantly loved it. That was really, really dope feeling, to just connect over the internet and like nobody that met each other before, but that could connect and vibe over something like music. But yeah, that's really how I met Marcus Goodine. That's gonna be my boy. That's boy to the end. Anything that I can do for him, talking, music-wise, anything, I'm there for him. So I'd like to welcome y'all to Word to the Wise, the Prodigally Overlooked.
Demonstration of an open heart, more or less the ratification that it bled from the start. The closed-minded would prefer to live in ignorance. The truth hurts, a necessity, you should live with this. I blacked out on my wants, now it's about the needs. But anything that's given out of kindness should deter the seeds. We plant thoughts in our minds and the heads of others, but rooted from the heart as a tree of life, we seek a breeze. We'll walk around with assumptions in mind, no need to complex. That's why I stay to myself and define what gains respect. Chess is played on the checkerboard, but playing for keeps, well, that's a game of checkers, so watch where you place your piece. A life with no sacrifice wasn't yours to live, but it's inexpensive your own. Know where your focus is. Word to the wise, if there's time needed, don't do without it. Soldiers without any training stand for nothing in palace. The misguided will lead the misguided to the chalice, to break bread and then sip from a cup that's filled with malice. The lack of effort in self-teaching and realization can grow from a small crack in your armor to fatal penetration. My mother named me Marcus, addressed me as such. The last name rode in on a boat and landed here for the sake of sardonic freedom, given so much that we had to wear chains to take the names of these fucks. The pressure to be successful successful is just another lesson that I'll have to focus in on this quest of progression. I put the stress of time behind me cause it's depressing, and every second lost is a minute for correction, but time is limited. My family comes first, only way that they will ever come second is if I'm in a hearse. I'm locking targets at a pinpoint with every verse. I can't say the same for every rapper that's on the loose, and thinking I should retire at 26 is a boost for the rest who reminds me of Dr. Seuss. The same shitty style of beating is quite lame, but it's cool. They couldn't hang with me if I threw them a noose, but life is what you make it, can't take a blessing for granted. Another person's fortune isn't yours when it's planted, but you can dance with it if you want. I can't manage to show you light if the light of another is where you're stranded. So I'll finish wherever I start. I'm not giving in, but I'm waiting for the message through art. Poetic form of the universal balance in mind. My mama told me keep praying and hold it true to my heart. I found myself to be agnostic to what man has taught, but also learning the Jakob is the creation at fault. The antagonist of rewritten history is the mistake that a barber would make on a fresh cut. I gotta play the part. Shout out to Early Man and Brian Kidd for rocking with me. Shout out to Be Good for listening at what was to be. My man Ricky, God bless your life. Shoe shine and be noon, y'all could hear the stripe. To my man 610, God bless your life. And Fleetwood for the inspiration behind the mic. Can't forget my man Scully, peace God, I love you. Although the distance is there, we can both praise the struggle. Now can I please have a moment to rhyme something? I climb to the highest in my heights and my thoughts to find something. Many people demonstrate the essence of design and articulate their words so they can manage to sign. But in this rap game, you gotta have one of two things. Either you have you some confidence or sell out your dreams. And for me, you see, I'm down for my team, but I went from selling a dime to a dub to spitting crack to these fiends. Very immaculate means that I could rap at the scene, wearing a blindfold, speaking that Stevie Wonder for cream, while applying biblical knowledge to niggas who scholar. What's a Goliath to me? I pack the facts in the sling. No doubt, it comes natural and it's a science, but I look in my son's eyes and I see it as an appliance. No matter who's got the throne, I'm never saying your highness. You can't belittle me, I've got the heart of a giant. People ask me all the time how I continue to rap, thinking they can guide and direct me just to show me the slack. But no matter what they say, it's a fact. When you have your heart in something, it's pretty deadly to have it detached. The beating heart that's on the metal slab, taken from the roots. The silence of the lambs, they seeking to keep us mute. Reprise the deposit, seeking to keep the boot. The pornographically lyrical, speaking the naked truth.
Darkness is your ally. You really adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blight. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
When you have children, you always have family. They will always be your priority, your responsibility. A man provides, and he does it even when he's not appreciated or respected or even loved. He simply bears up, and he does it because he's a man.
Around the time I found who I was in these pictures painted called rhymes, I saw that only I with no friend of mine could make a way in life through these lines. I've been through hell and back, lost and found. Peace of mind but still bossed around. A loose cannon when the pressure builds, I still kept the cool and stay down. There ain't no telling what I got left for me. A warning shot if you step to me, and that full time at 12 hours a day. I like to think the time has got the best of me. And if you add school, a wife and kid, production numbers over lead grid, and this craft of mine with this open mind that you found with hell of a recipe. Well alright, I can't ride the places you like. No. Switch lanes, my goal is in sight. And even if it takes the whole night, I take flight. I can't buy the things that you like. I stepped up on my grind with this overtime with no dope in mind. I fell back, but a nigga still nice. I'm still nice. I can't ride the places you like. No. Switch lane, my goal is in sight. And even if it takes the whole night, I take flight. I can't buy the things that you like. I stepped up on my grind with this overtime with no dope in mind. I fell back, but a nigga still nice.
I'm the best thing that ever happened to this damn group.
Nobody's bigger than the group.
Y'all ain't stupid. I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me.
They coming to see the Temptations.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. You wish you could work it the way I do. But you can't. because there is only one David Ruffin.
Yeah. Part of my manners, I'm here at the table. Now take down and bother with cameras. The essence I feel through this grammar's a product of conscience. A takedown from what is remembered. Though I can see all the signs, it's as clear as the daylight. So seek out and find what is knowledge. I promise it don't take the scholar to see that we've taken out one thing in light of an olive that's linked to the structure of teaching, the fallacy in mind and representation of power. Yeah, the source of the evils, the fear of the truth, and the scholars who cower. Coast to coast with this bloat in mind. For the 85, I wrote this rhyme with no perpetrate and just vindication. And a hell of a way to keep an open mind. Well, alright. I can't ride the places you like. No. Switch lanes, my goal is in sight. And even if it takes the whole night, I take flight. I can't buy the things that you like. I stepped up on my grind with this overtime with no dope in mind. I fell back, but a nigga still nice. I'm still nice. I can't ride the places you like. No. Switch lane, my goal is in sight. And even if it takes the whole night, I take flight. I can't buy the things that you like. I stepped up on my grind with this overtime with no dope in mind. I fell back, but a nigga still nice. It's mathematics. I'm Edward Snowden. Allow me to demonstrate. Add it up, it's all there. Simple addition, so great. Food for thought, no, this thought for food, so that's dopamine on your dinner plate. Paperboy, ride the bike, post to Facebook and hit the like. Make the front page for his delight. No, let's hit up Fox News to hear what's right or to hear what's wrong. This isn't right, he must be wrong if he isn't white. The Wild West and Internet Explorer, manifested in gigabytes. Hit the milk route, 50 cents. Trade your food stamps for this sequence. Crystal meth with no appetite. Yeah, you got the high, but you missed the rent. The preacher man is in reach to them. Inside the jailhouse, he preached within. But if you're gay and that's how you sin, then that preacher man will not preach to them. Abomination, a bond of Satan. Christians divided as one. Lepers and snakes, disciples and fakes. Was Jesus surrounded by none? Syria, Libya, now the Ukraine. Let's spend some more money on guns. A mother to everyone except her own. Look at what America's done.
Look at me. My very nature is an affront to the people I ruled. And these noble robes did little more than to muffle their shouts of hate.
So this is about vengeance, then?
No, not vengeance, but my conscience. How could I finance a war in service to the same God that calls me an abomination?
If you do not serve Salah ad-Din's cause, then whose?
In time, you'll come to know them. I think perhaps you already do.
Then why hide? And why these dark deeds?
Is it so different from your own work? You take the lives of men and women, strong in the conviction that their deaths will improve the lots of those left behind. A minor evil for a greater good? We are the same.
No, we are nothing alike.
Ah, but I see it in your eyes. You doubt. You cannot stop us. We will have our new world.
Guidelines we abuse even in slumber. The basic teaching is children we learn from some point, but a blind eye to it can set you back. Ask my mother, a lady who was raised in the bottom in the 40s in the land that was taken, painted to perfection to enslave physically and metaphorically the brothers. The attempt to conceal the truth of the wonders of another. We all tend to have a dream, and that's where the Dr. King with the teaching that he taught came from a land where death screams. Long live the dream through the trust in King James, the perception of Christ, crucifixion and painted pains. As the change in the plate next to the altar, the blemish of the truth of human nature as they taught you. Well, it's sure to see the light, but like some slaves picking cotton, catching left-handed lashes of Bible verses from the right. We looked up to the sky, sending prayers of relief, a different field of perception for trouble that is unique. The wait for white Jesus to eliminate all abominations, and a prayer to Allah that's syndicated through combinations, but a combination well written within the root. The silence of the lambs, they seeking to keep us mute. Reprise the deposit, seeking to keep the booth. The pornographically lyrical, speaking the naked truth.
Young Noir. That is, unless her phone number really is only 6 digits. Funny way to make friends, someone stealing your wallet like that. God damn it. I know, one's worth at least about $500, right? Listen, don't worry about it. My people are already on it as we speak.
Who or what is Mr. Charles?
It's a gambit designed to turn Fisher against his own subconscious.
Why don't you approve?
Because it involves telling the Mark that he's dreaming, which involves attracting a lot of attention to us.
Didn't you promise anything to do that?
So now you've noticed how much time Cub spends doing things he says never to do.
Feeling the vibe along the darkest street. They say the truth is in the pudding, can't forget the sheets. Without a passage to reference, you send a cell from. Inside a jail cell is where the concentration is brung. Let's think for a sec, analyze what the focus is. Damaging your city, your celebs locked up on bogus shit. The motive is to expand the focus, no hocus pocus. Just a pledge from the media as it emphasizes on a page of history. Given the term, we don't revise metaphorical shackles, it's the prestige, they improvised it. MTV, VH1, but the radio's just a bullet from a weapon we created to make a run. Aspirations of telling your story to a people whose attention's at a deficit. How could it ever bore me to see the people come together for equal human rights, then turn around and say how you're living just isn't right? I turn around with these Polaroids that I spoke through mics in the darkest valleys of the flash. The one speaking of light, remember how it felt to hear the press say yes we can. Forget the rhyme cause our actions are saying no we won't. I'd vote for hope but it's on a rope hanging from the branch of the tree of knowledge in the shadow in need of a code, an emblem for the divine versus the morals to these squirrels. Excuse me for my rudeness. Hello, my name is Mr. Charles.
No one fill my people's hearts with music, song, and laughter. Make their lives full of happiness and joy. The ascent begins, and as the evening approaches, the western gates open, and the golden chariot drops from the sky.
One chance on the side of the gun line. 2 minutes of relief and a prayer to bring peace. 3 nails in the cross for some sunshine. Don't look for me, don't look for me, cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Don't look for me, don't look for me, cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. It was only a matter of time. I was bestowed another moment in my thinking to shine. Bright lights and vivid sights, far be it from mine. An imagination, a moral approach. I know you see the signs. To me it would seem as a crime. My first rhyme of 2014, shortage in my support team, and all of which has made me a better competitor with or without the support of a machine, cause I'm better, bruh. My context is beyond the measure of stretch. My intuition is vexed, yet it's hard for me to forget the measures that are taken to create such a text. I'm socially disconnected, my route is rather complex. I'm torn between the message and rewards of success, and I'm sure it's in my best interest to fall in form with the rest. But the thing about simplicity in life is the stress, and conformity is a survival tactic. Some have to feed a nest. With that said, I'll take fewer steps. The wise one said if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. And seeing the truth in that, I remain as the view to light. My purpose isn't clear, but my journey has taken flight. We speak of life in the third to reverse the effects along the stream, where limitations of time is not a pressure of means, but the side effects that come from a dose of hope can only be measured with the tolerance of a rope. One shot, one stray, one chance on the side of the gun line. 2 minutes of relief and a prayer to bring peace. 3 nails in the cross for some sunshine. Don't look for me, don't look for me, cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Don't look for me, don't look for me, cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Cause I don't really think you like what you're gonna find. Don't look for me, don't look for me, cause I don't really think you like what you're gonna find. A shiny image in a long lifetime filled with happiness. The pearly whites for the strategists, the rhyme scheme for the lovers and the peacemakers. There's something wrong with that idea. We're signing papers cause babies are being raised by unfit parents. It is not in their DNA to make sacrifices, so the clearance that they obtain through intercourse is beyond tainted. The white canvas is now where you find the ugly painted. And in a world ran by cell phones and tablets, stuck in internet traffic, our whole identities are retracted and stuck on the obtainer, well distracted. The madness inferior to the technology we mastered. Man is given at an arm's reach at a tragic state of mind. That's what happens when laced with the madness. But the laughter that you hear is a collapse from the breakthrough of relief, and I just harbor what's lost in the beat. Spirituality lacks, it's now substituted with different vices in life, with inner peace secluded. Often we're foolish, but ignorance is the tutor, is the reason for the hindsight distortion. But it only covers a portion of the forecast parallel to the phoenix. The silence of the lambs, they seeking to keep us mute. Reprise the deposit, seeking to keep the brute. The pornographically lyrical, speaking the naked truth. One shot, one stray, one chance on the side of the gun line. 2 minutes of relief and a prayer to bring peace. 3 nails in the cross for some sunshine. Don't look for me, cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Don't look for me, cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Don't look for me, cause I don't really think you'll like what you're gonna find. Opportunity handed in my direction, reflected thoughts in the session is the center of attention, and the bullseye, ink is the weapon. The given instruction that comes behind it is delivered, but at what cost? I just can't seem to define this. Who really can find this? I don't see where the sign is. I'm speaking of fresh air through infection of sinus, but I mastered excelling a long time ago and made my way to drop out of school while yelling Geronimo. But while people swaggered out, living young and forever, I demonstrated the essence of real, labeled the bellwether. Between the panty line, money can sell her. But if your life isn't a bitch, stop playing under her umbrella. A lot of people can't read or really apply to life, so as the metaphrase, I'ma paint a picture your ears will like. I'm lost within my insecurities of being social. I'm drowning in the sky, and the essence I feel is coastal. But you see, it never lasts and nothing really does. Good and peace are no exception to this feast, but if you make it, then I'm proof that anybody can take it. But to the women that shaking their asses, making it naked, you're a queen no matter your race, baby, you're the dream. It's history, you should read up on who was running regime. This history, you should read up on who was running regime. Said it's history, you should read up on who was running regime. Word to the wise. It's history, you should read up on who was running regime. Word to the wise. Future.